Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Reality Realness with 3 S's. I am your host here, Chantele Francis. Here with my lovely co-host, we have...
Brazil.
Hello, Brazil. So if this is your first time on Reality Realness, well then welcome. We are all about reality TV and all the gossip that goes along with it. So make sure you subscribe right down below. It really helps us out. If you like this video, do something. It's really good for us. We love it, and we love chatting with you. So hang out with us. So today we are talking about Love Island USA Season 2, Episode 14. I think it's 14.
Sure.
14? We've had a lot of previews. We know that Casa Amor is here. And hi, Jaquan. I don't know what this emoji is. Why doesn't this, StreamYard?
Maybe it's a hand, like, hi.
Well, it's a hand, but then the little rectangle means that it's another emoji that we don't have. Or it doesn't recognize. So, basically, we know that a Casa Amor is here. We know that, we're not going to be happy with the episode. It kind of started with, reminding us of what's been going on. And then pretty much, bam, into Justine and who?
Aaron.
I was going to be like, is his name Justin? Aaron and Justine chatting. Crack on or mug off for this little conversation.
Crack on, crack on, crack on. I learned a lot more about Justine. I'm even more obsessed with her than I already was. And he seemed to, I don't know, he said he was intrigued by her and he just felt kind of some kind of attraction towards her. And I feel like that's kind of what a lot of people feel with her. Mm-hmm. So
what I thought was really cool about their little conversation, yes, I agree, learning a little bit more about Justine, the fact that she's from Africa and she was a refugee for a little bit and she moved to the States when she was about 8 years old. And so, she definitely is Americanized, which she recognizes, but she does, with her family life, still speaks her native language. And that makes more sense too, why her father might be a little bit more strict and not know that much about her go-go dancing and the fact that she's on this show, it seems a little bit outside the box for her culture from what I know of it. And so it makes a little bit more sense why she's kind of shy around her what's happening on TV. So it definitely opened my eyes to what she might be going through. And it made Aaron, he looks a little bit more hot. I thought that he was way better looking when he's moving and talking and reacting than in his photos. In his photos, I was not, but I think he's cute.
Yeah, he had light eyes. I mean, he was talking about having strong family values and being the youngest and having 3 older sisters.
Jaquan, you're going to fight. Jaquan says, I'm not a fan of Justine, but I like her a little bit better.
Okay, Jaquan.
Jaquan is getting in it with Brazil.
Why don't you like her?
I think she's kind of annoying. She's just not, you know what I mean? I just want her to be more, she's kind of Moira, you know what I mean? I like a little bit more. I like people a little more that are better with their but just I like people that are a little bit more, have a stronger personality. I
feel like she's coming into it though. Even during the Jenga game yesterday, one thing I forgot to bring up is there was what are your, name something embarrassing that's happened during a sexual encounter. She's like, I ain't got nothing embarrassing. I'm good at what I do. She's coming more into herself. But oh my God, haters.
Well, it's just that she's just so soft. You know what I mean? It's just not my vibe. You vibe.
I hope Mercedes is Aquarius.
Oh, fuck you. I don't Scorpio, probably.
No, she's a Leo, I think. Is that what you just said?
No, I said Scorpio. I don't think Aquarius, because Aquarius don't necessarily lead with sexuality. I would, and well, we'll see if they connect. Caleb is a player. Vicky, I can't get you coming here with more tea. I'm so
Hi, Vicky.
I'm so scared to talk to you right now because she's like, you're going to be like, I told you so.
Roast me. Go ahead. I know.
So yeah, so Vicky's saying Caleb is a player. Okay, Vicky, why are you saying this? I know we're going to get into the episode, but why do you say Caleb is a player? So back to Aaron. I did feel though, like I like the fact that he has many sisters. That was one of the things about Johnny that we really liked, is that he apparently knows how to be kind to women.
Yeah.
And so that was like a positive sell on his part, that like, you know, he has sisters, he has a mom that he's very close to, it seems. And so he would want to treat his female partners in a way that he'd want his family to be treated. So I thought that was a big plus for him. And he has just those nice lips.
He does actually. I noticed that.
His lips are a bit of a crack on, in my opinion.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. So next couple that went to talk, eye roll, sorry, you missed it. But it was Calvin and Faith. Womp, 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 womp.
So boring. I like second screen whenever they're on TV. I'm like, eh.
It's so boring. Basically, they talked about the fact that she has freckles everywhere, and he kind of tried to make that.
I know. I was like, are you the freckle police? Like, are you concerned that she has more freckles than you, possibly?
But like, ooh, you have freckles everywhere. Like, really, you're gonna turn freckles into something? Really?
Yeah.
Really? Come on, Caleb. Sorry, Calvin. He goes a slip. So Caleb and Cher are talking, and we know that Cher. Well, it seems as though I found out Cher was a Pisces, so you're gonna be Team Cher. Blah blah blah. But I do like her vibe. She just seems to be a little more forward than, we'll say, Moira and Justine are in the Pisces family. But he says that he's very open into getting to know Cher. Is that why you think that he's a player, Vicky? Because he was open to getting to knowing Cher, or was there something else?
I actually really like Cher, just from the little bit I've seen of her. She's, I think, the only girl I like, which is really weird for me to say. I'm usually like teen girl. But Vicky, I was just, never mind. Well, after Jaquan.
She just does intrigue me, but I like the Love Island coming out.
Jaquan, we're going to fight.
Yeah, no, I agree with you, Jaquan. She doesn't really intrigue me either. I like her as a person. I would like when I'm not vibing with her.
What?
You know I'm not vibing with her.
But I love Justine.
I like her. I want her to do well, but I don't know if her personality is going to get the guy. Vicky says, what do y'all think about Justine and Aaron? I like them together more than I liked her with Caleb. It seems like they connected a little better.
They seem to connect a little bit faster.
And they're talking about some real stuff. It seems like with Caleb and Justine, that they're just kind of sitting in silence, which is okay to be able to do, but I feel like it's a little bit more awkward than they're making it out to be.
It's hard too, because I feel like like we've talked about before, they haven't really shown any like conversations that her and Caleb really have that are meaningful. But then he does end up like later saying that she's wifey material. So I'm like, he's got to be getting that from somewhere.
Well, the wifey material means that he doesn't want to fuck her. That's what I think.
What?
Sorry.
Oh my God.
That's what I think. So Cher does ask where she's sleeping tonight. And so I think that was a little bit forward, a little bit interesting. They didn't really decide, but I'm assuming that she's going to be sleeping in his bed.
No, I think you said you know where you're sleeping, and she was like, "Oh, okay," or he said something like that. Yeah,
okay,
to that effect.
I mean, it was pretty forward, that conversation. And a little later on, he starts talking about that their chat with the guys. And wait, is that done? I don't know.
No, I think it goes to Johnny and
Johnny and Mercedes for sure, but I thought that maybe right after that was them talking about her. But anyways, Johnny and Mercedes, gross. I put, oh my gosh, ew, ew, ew. And she's like, oh, I just want to enjoy the now. I want to be in the now. Oh, like.
I honestly would rather watch McConnor fight for hours than watch that scene one more time.
I know, and she's like, "Can you put your hand here?"
Yeah, and he literally like had a fist, like he wasn't like really like, and he's like, "Let's take it slow," or he's like, "Baby steps, baby steps." Like it was just so fucking cringy the whole time. Mercedes is gross. Ugh.
And then he's like, "Oh God, if you were my man, the things that I would do to you."
She's like, "Close, like you don't even want to hear." She's like moaning while she's talking to him. I'm like, "Can you tone it down a little bit?"
It's just so cringe. It's so cringe. It's not empowered woman at all. It's so gross and cringe to me. Like if a guy was doing that, it would be that gross cringe. Like get off.
Oh my God, I'd be get the F away from me. And then they're talking, or he's like, I want, like, it's gonna take a lot more to turn my head than looks. Yeah, right. And she was like, well, what are you looking for? Because like, no matter what he would have said, she would have like repeated it after him. He's like a deep connection. And that's we'll get to it when the boys talk.
Like I want Sally right now. Right now, Sally is who I want.
Yeah. And then
I never want to hear Sally's name out of your mouth. It's like, well, we're actually on Love Island, and I'm in a relationship, and you're supposed to be testing the relationship, not me deciding to completely break up with my girlfriend so I can fuck you. Like it's just like not a thing.
If he were saying that to me, there is no way in hell I would have been doing what she was doing. I would have I can't blame it all on her because he did kiss her back and he was into it. However, he gave her like 10 social cues before that he didn't want to proceed any further. So,
well, that's the thing. It's like he's a 22-year-old guy that has some girl that is throwing herself at her, like basically being like, "Get in here." She's attractive, I guess, but like I think her personality is so gross that like I can't really find her that attractive. And sorry, without makeup on, and like she's actually not that cute, in my opinion. But it's probably.
I think if her personality was better, she would look better to me. It's just it tanks it all the way for me.
And so like it sucks that like he is kissing her back, but I don't think in the real world that any girl would be throwing themselves so hard at some guy that has a girlfriend.
I would hope not. I mean, I'm sure it happens, but like I was gonna say like literally like in Vegas or like somewhere where you don't go very often, I could see that. And like someone who's like, I don't know, she just seems to me like her actions speak like intoxicated, but I think that's just her sober.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe she's had like a few drinks, but it was hard to watch. I don't want to see any more of it.
And the last thing that she said in that little scene is like, "Can I shut you up with my lips?" It's like, ugh. Barf, move on. Cher is less than, so you like Justine better than Cher?
Yes.
Daquan? Okay.
Okay. Fine, Daquan. You're in my good graces again.
Have y'all seen Drake post Johnny in
Yeah.
Instagram story? No.
Yeah, he did.
Find it. Let me see that, Brazil, please.
Okay.
I'm from Toronto, so like Team Drake. Let's do this. That'd be so cool.
Oh my God. Work on it.
I mean, I can't do anything about it, but that'd be cool. Can I shut you up with my lips? Like, imagine I use that. I'd be so embarrassed if I got a guy from saying that. I mean, it just doesn't, I don't know. How she does it just doesn't work. It's really embarrassing. So they talk about bed arrangements. Justine and Aaron are going to basically be sleeping together.
Ready?
Okay.
Do you want it?
Yeah.
2, 3, go. Love Island, baby, won't you meet me by the pool? Love Island, never thought I'd be here finding you. I'm trying to get wet, ain't talking about swimming. When you with me, the feeling, no. I'm here when you need, whenever you need, I'll hold you tight. When you kiss me, it just feels so right. When you kiss me, it just feels so right.
What did Drake say?
Nothing. He just it says light skin's doing what we do. It was like from the TikTok. So what up, Drake?
What up, Drake? Fucking yeah. Pretty cool. So, yeah, so Justin and Aaron are going to share a bed. Justine says, I don't snore, by the way, which didn't we find out that she does snore?
Justine kicks and hits, and then Caleb snores.
Right. Caleb snores, Trey snores. Right. Maybe she does snore, but they can just
Johnny snores. Sally's made a comment about Johnny snoring before.
Oh, I didn't know. I mean, most of those guys have been sleeping on their backs, though. If you are on your back, you're going to snore most likely.
Honestly, though, they only have, like, full-size beds in there. Like, can you give them queens or something? Like,
I don't think they can afford it. It's not in the budget.
True.
Well, because, like, if everybody moves into Casa Amor, they're going to need more beds, too.
I hope no girl from Casa Amor comes back except maybe Cher.
I don't even care for Cher. Because Cher would be disrupting Justine and Caleb.
Well, Justine ain't good enough for any of the boys in there.
That could be it too, but they're just not the vibes. It's not vibing. So Mackenzie and Jaleb are going to be pairing up together, which I thought was interesting. And she calls him out, being like, even though I wasn't even on your list. Okay, hear me out. Do you think that Mackenzie a little bit is going for Jalen because she was jealous that he was coming full force for Moira and not full force for her? Like, do you think that she is used to getting attention and didn't like the fact that Moira was getting it, so she wanted to kind of swoop in to make sure that she still got it?
I think that's part of it for sure. But I don't think she expected to actually enjoy Jalen as much as she is.
Cool. Selly is going to be with DeAndre. What's it? The guys on the what? This guy. I don't know what I wrote. And then who else? There's Moira. Who did she end up pairing up with?
Moira and Aaron.
Aaron?
Oh no, Pat. Wait. No, Justine took. Oh my God, what is happening outside my apartment? Sorry. Justine took Aaron. I think Moira got Pat. Mike and Kirsten.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, Sally and DeAndre.
So those were the bed arrangements. What was I saying about DeAndre? I don't know. Okay, so then Johnny's with the guys, and he starts talking about fucking boring Mercedes. One thing too, though, she has the most Instagram followers. I looked up all their Instagram followers.
Who has the most?
So Mercedes has the most, so she has 47,000. Faith has the next up is Cher. She has 5,800. Faith has 4,400. Laurel has 4,000, and Janelle has 1,600. So she just might be thirsty in general.
I think she's like extremely dehydrated, and I'm a little worried. I will go start an IV on her.
Right? She's in the desert.
Hopefully that'll cure her of her thirst quench.
None of the new guys really have that big of a follower. The highest is DeAndre. He's 4,500. Then Mike with 4,100. Jalen has almost 2,000. Aaron, has 3,800. And then Pat has the least at 1,400. So they don't really.
I like that though.
But Johnny has almost 200,000.
I don't like that. I'm with Vicky now. I get it. He's a player. He ain't here for the right reasons.
He is, though. He has a family of girls. Stop.
I don't know.
That's Jaquan saying. So at this point, Johnny's just having some fun before he goes back to the villa. Mercedes is thirsty, but I looked at her differently when she talked to Connor. We'll get to that. I didn't, but Vicky. But do you guys think that Aaron is into Justine?
I think he's intrigued. I don't know if everyone seems to say the same thing about her, like we already talked about, like that they're intrigued by her, they're drawn to her. I think it's about keeping them interested and keeping them there. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, I think he likes her. I think he would want to get to know her, but I don't know if she's giving him enough back for him to be interested. And I don't know if she's going to pursue anything more than she's already doing with Caleb. I think that she likes Caleb more than Aaron right now, so I don't think she's going to put in any extra effort that might allow him to like him a little bit more.
I agree.
Jaquan, I like Shavor. Oh, okay.
Never mind, Jaquan, we're fighting again.
Big side is supposed to be for greater than. So yes, so Cher, I like Cher more than Justine for Caleb too.
I think Justine might be too good for any guy in there.
Maybe. Yes, I think she's secretly having a competition with Moira. Yes, but Moira doesn't know. Absolutely. She's such a jealous girl. Like, I know that we talked about it a couple episodes.
She's a one-upper.
One-upper, but she has such low self-esteem that she wants to have all the attention. She wants to have boys. She was super like, you can tell by her comments being like, oh, like you didn't even notice me. Like, okay, glad I'm at least making the list or whatever she was saying. But she was always just like noticing that other people were getting attention over her. I think it's because Moira was blonde as well. Might be part of her, jealousy. But yeah, she's a. Yeah, we were saying though a few weeks ago that we think that she might be insecure about things that might have happened growing up and stuff like that. So like I can have a little bit of a heart sympathy for her, but in general, I just think that she needs to either work on that and not be like this mean girl.
I think it's something you have to work on intrinsically. You can't just go about your everyday life like that because it's going to end up being toxic.
Elizabeth and Alex said that they've been told the guy's going to be in Casa Amor until Sunday. I hope that's not true.
Whoa.
The guys, I think it was Carrington said it in there. It was like, we're going to be there for a couple more days. So what today's day? Thursday? Yeah. Saturday's not a real episode. So Sunday they might be leaving Casa Amor.
Sunday, I feel like they usually wait for like the big like boom episodes. So
they're leaving Casa Amor on Sunday for sure. I don't mind because like tonight we'll get an episode. We'll probably see them showing video clips of the like each of the different villas and the reaction there, and then maybe get a little bit more deep into like their relationships or not. But it's just too long. I want them to get back together. I want
me to reunite.
Hi, Astrathy. Bailey likes to play the race card. Whoa, what's happening? Okay. I don't think that there actually is a race card when you're. I think that the race card was meant for people that were doing being the oppressors. They use that so then they don't have to feel guilty when anybody recognizes any injustices that have been related to their race. So the race card, in my opinion, is only really something that is said by somebody that has social privilege through their race. And so, because other than that, I'm just speaking my truth of my own existence. I can't be playing a card when it's something that's happened to me. Bailey can't be playing a card when it's part of her life experience. Her being alive is her playing the race card because she's always going to be filtering everything in her life through the color of her skin, and people are going to be reacting to her in the exact same way. So that's my thoughts. Do you have an opinion, Brazil?
Oh, I have many, but I'll
give one.
Wrong show, first of all.
I know, right? But just like, let's put it out there. Just people.
I don't know. Unless you've dealt with it yourself, then I don't think you can really talk. So.
Boom. First look is out. Okay, well, Brazil is going to cue that up at some point. We're still talking about awkward. No, sorry, not there. So yeah, Johnny's talking to the guys. And they talk about how Johnny's like, yeah, she's so forward and like she's really coming on to me. And he's kind of acting as though she took advantage of him, which I think she did a little bit. Like, he definitely went into it in the end, but like, she really went too far, in my opinion.
Oh, like, absolutely.
If we were friends, they would be like never talking ever again, because like that's not noticing that you might have a connection with somebody else and like realizing like, oh my God, like maybe I have some feelings with this person. It's a woman like actually basically jumping on his just to prove that he's not that into her. Like, he's still a guy. He's still horny. He's still young. Like, he's still like a half-naked girl is like really trying to. That's my defense.
Like we talked about yesterday, I think if it was reversed and a guy was acting that way, all of America would be losing their shit. But it's like, and I think all of America is kind of, but it shouldn't be looked at any differently.
No, I don't think it should be looked at any differently, but it's like they're trying to blame it on being Casa Amor, so like they're just supposed to be exploring things, but it's like Casa Amor is not hedonism Jamaica. Like it's not like let's go be at a swingers party to prove that you don't want to be with your girl anymore. Like that's, in my opinion, not what Casa Amor is. I think Casa Amor is just having the opportunity to talk, meet, see if you have any connection with somebody else. Like him and Selly, maybe they would be a little more sexually forward, but they are also on a TV show, and like they are looking, I think, for a real connection. So they might be taking things more slowly in that department. I think even it's around now, Carrington says that he thinks that Johnny is more sexually attracted to Mercedes. Well, Mercedes is also really throwing herself sexually at Johnny, and so he's biting, yeah, because he's a horny guy, but Selly hasn't had to do that. Selly hasn't had to like basically, throw herself at him to get him to be interested in her. And so that's what the difference is, in my opinion. And that's what's frustrating me about Mercedes' approach, is that it's not, in my opinion, what the show is supposed to be about.
And I like to add to that, the frustrating part is that Johnny seems to understand the concept of Casa Amor when in the beginning, when he's talking to her, like saying he's looking for like a deep connection, like that would be the only thing that would make him like turn his head. So it's almost like he understands, but she just doesn't give a fuck. Like,
yeah, she doesn't give a fuck. And like he even says to the guys, he's like, I really do appreciate the relationship and the feelings and the connection that I've made with Selly up until this point. He's like I do really value that, and like he would be upset if his actions in Casa Amor affected Selly moving forward. I personally think that Selly will forgive him for whatever happens in Casa Amor. I personally do feel that. Especially, I mean, obviously she wouldn't if he came into the villa with her. She's so gross that I can't imagine that he would want to bring her into the villa. Like she's not a catch, in my opinion.
And if it were me watching it back, like I think I texted you last night, like when Selly watches it back, she's going to be heartbroken. But at the same time, when I see the conversation that they had, it would help me understand more. And I think it would help me be a little bit more sympathetic to the situation, because he was saying all the right things about Selly. And if it was any of the other four girls, none of that would have happened. It's just this girl is on one. Yeah.
She's just gross. And so one thing that Caleb says is that he's like, Johnny, like, I think Selly loves you. Like she loves you. And he mentions that like, oh, you're like a rare dude, or you're a good dude, or something like that. And I was like, okay, so maybe this is just like, Johnny having just this dangling piece of slutness like in his face. I'm not trying to slut shame, but like I kind of am, because I just don't think that she's acting in integrity of somebody else that has a relationship. I just don't think that it's okay what she's doing. And so if that's considered slut shaming, then I'm sorry, but I just don't think that she's acting like in an empowered way that is very inclusive of all women and being very supportive of the relationship that this another woman has with this particular man. And so, in my opinion, it's not okay. So I'm sorry if I'm offending someone by saying slut shaming, but I don't mind promiscuity. I don't even care if people are sexually forward. But it's just the fact that she knows that she's in a relationship with somebody, that she's coming on this strong. It really turns me the F off.
I 100% agree with you.
Even Janelle says that it turned her off. She was pissed. Did you see some of those tweets?
Oh yeah, Janelle's watching Love Island.
Right? And Anna's watching it as well. She's like Selly, like she's Team Justine, obviously. And she loves Selly as well. And like, so yeah, she's nobody's happy with what's going on with Miss Mercedes at this moment. Nope. What else? Yeah, Selly also
Johnny's face though, when Caleb says that to him, it looked like a ton of bricks hit him in the face. Like, he just looked at Caleb with the most, I want to say scared, but I don't know if scared is the right word. I can't think of the correct adjective, but the way that he looked at Caleb when he said that to him, you can tell he was shook.
Well, I think because he's realizing that, like, he probably has the same feelings for Sally. Like, I do think that he likes Sally a lot more than he likes Mercedes. It's just that this girl is really coming on so strong in an environment where he can't just walk away, really. You know what I mean? I mean, he could, but, like, it's just, like, that's what they're supposed to be there to do, you know? Like, they keep on fall back on that. Like, don't hold back. Be in the moment. Be in the now. And then Sally, like, I felt really bad. I got a little bit choked up when she was talking to the girls, being like, you know, I'd be devastated if, like, you know, Johnny came back with another person. And she would. And I can't see him doing that. I really can't. Vicky, can you see Johnny coming back with Mercedes? Legit?
He took a one-way ticket home. Well, and, like,
I'm not gonna lie, though. Cher and Caleb would be a hot couple, but Justine deserves better 100%. Yeah, I do. I agree with that. I don't think that there's any sexual attraction right now with Justine and Caleb, and
not in comparison to him and Cher.
Yeah, and Cher is just like, and she's not coming on strong like Mercedes, and so I think that the tension is happening, and so I wouldn't be surprised if Caleb was intrigued by that, because you can feel there's something going on between them. It's very friend zone, in my opinion, between him and Justine when they interact. So I
agree. Justine deserves better 100%.
So Vicky, though, why do you think Caleb is a player? Just because he's not sexually attracted to Justine, and maybe more so than to Cher? Just curious. Kikwan, do you think Sally is in love with him? I think
in love is like a hard phrase to I think it's like, it's not necessarily black and white, right? Like, yeah, not like yes or no. One day in the villa is supposed to equal like a week outside of the house. So I've had like very, very strong feelings after talking to someone for only 2 weeks. I wouldn't say in love, but when they're in that vacuum, I don't think there's anything else that they can really call it.
And what she was also saying too, I think is important to recognize, is that the girls all seem to really like these guys. And I actually like these guys as well. I think that the new guys are better than the new girls collectively. All of them can stay. I like what all of them have to bring to the table. And so Kelly's like, you know, we have these 5 amazing guys here, and I'm still all in on Johnny. And that's usually how I know if I like somebody, is if like the hottest guy walks into the room and I'm not really interested in like looking or talking to them or curious about them. It's kind of when I know that I'm into somebody. So whether she's in love with him, I don't know, but I don't think she has any eyes for anybody else right now. She wants to pursue Johnny and see where that goes.
Absolutely agree.
Realnesss, you're back.
Hey, girl.
Hey, guys. Mercedes is so gross. Even if she was a guy doing those things, I'd have the same thing. And that's what we're saying. If she was a guy, she would be canceled, like Predator, like totally not even probably being able to be on the show anymore if a guy was coming on that strong to a girl.
Like, think about if James was doing that.
Exactly. I was just about to say that. Like, yeah, I was like, no, that's perfect. But James was coming on a little bit strong, and we're all like, cancel, get him out of here, gross, he's disgusting. Like, no means no. She's not into it. Move at her pace. Like, Mercedes didn't get the memo to move at their pace. You know what I mean?
He even said baby steps.
Right? I don't want you to touch me. I don't want you to
this. And she's like, put your arm. Like, his hand wasn't open. Like, just body language shows everything. Yeah, I agree with you.
Vicky says, when Caleb said Sally might be in love, I said, whoa, that's too quick and too fast for 2 weeks. It's not enough. Yeah, true, it's too fast. And I was like, whoa, don't say that. But I think that Caleb wanted to make Johnny understand that Sally's going to be really hurt. I think that that's kind of what he wanted him to understand, that like, you might, maybe her heart won't be broken, but she will be devastated. She will be affected. Like, you will be it's not like she doesn't care about him and like he can do whatever he wants, like whatever. Like I think that's what he's more so trying to relate to Johnny is that like, hey, think about your actions because when Sally sees this, she's really going to be affected.
And even Calvin chimed in like right after that and was like, I suggest you take your time finding out whether or not you guys have an emotional connection.
Absolutely.
Like the first thing Calvin said all season that I liked. So,
I asked just Brazil last night whether or not Mackenzie and Johnny would have a secret handshake.
No, Mercedes, not Mackenzie.
You know what I meant, guys.
Yeah, that question shook me to the core. When she texted me that, I was like,
Mercedes and Johnny, like slap, slap, like what about, like no,
absolutely not. To me, that's the deal breaker when looking at the two. Like Johnny and Sally just seem so effortless and like so fun, and I don't know. Mercedes would be like, handshake, let's just make out.
She just has no depth from what I've seen so far.
No. And please, whoever, like, I don't know. Never mind. I was going to say something about being a nanny, but bite my tongue.
And says, I wish that they had more beds because we paid Virgin. They were allowed to sleep on the couch or sometimes the guys would let the girls sleep on their beds. Use their beds. Yeah, there is an outside day bed where kind of Justine and Caleb kind of hang out. So maybe they could sleep there if they want. Maybe it's too hot outside. Maybe there's air conditioning inside. I don't know. Maybe they're gonna.
Didn't someone sleep outside too? Like in like the day bed. Like a couple did.
Yeah. Well, it was like they weren't coupled up, and then they were coupled up outside. Yes. Yeah. So I think that could potentially happen. Maybe I don't know what's gonna happen if Johnny brings that trash bag into the villa. I will be furious.
He won't.
He won't, right, guys? He won't.
Please don't.
I wonder, did Sally ask Johnny, do they have the same blood type? She may need an organ. Organ as in like, is this a sexual innuendo? Brazil, explain this to me.
I think so.
Maybe she's gonna cut out Johnny's heart. Or cut out her heart, maybe? Explain this to me.
I first was thinking heart, but then you said sexual innuendo, and I'm like, maybe.
Might need an organ, and wait, so the faces were and laughing. Sally and John asked Johnny to be the same blood type because she may need an organ.
Maybe new heart.
It's either heart or Johnny's organ. Okay.
The organ he thinks the most with?
Says, well, you're right. He's not a player, but I would say he did give up a little bit too fast when him and Cher started talking. He was really ready. I think it's because their conversation was a little more effortless, you know? Like Cher was still being a little bit like, she was reserved. She wasn't all up in him. She's kind of just like talking with them. And I think that he felt a vibe that he doesn't necessarily feel with Justine. And so, yeah, maybe he gave up a little bit early, but also maybe it was really obvious that there was something there that hasn't been there with Justine.
Did we already skip the conversation of Caleb talking to the boys about Justine?
No, I don't think so yet. Not yet.
Okay.
I don't know where it is, but
you wrote something down.
It's later, I think.
Okay.
So yeah, they're not judging Johnny obviously for what's going on, and Caleb did give, I think, some good advice. Or was it Harrington?
Calvin,
just one of these C names about getting to know him. So hopefully he'll see whether or not like she has an interesting personality, maybe that he might want to vibe with. Like it's Love Island, but it's not only just about that. So bedtime, and I wrote down, ew, they're kissing in bed and then they pull the sheet over their head. I was so grossed out.
You couldn't have at least brought a different do-rag. Like, why is he gonna wear the lavender one? Like,
hilarious. Calvin, for the first time.
That's what I said.
Yes, Realnesss.
I was like, it's the first thing I've liked that he said all season.
Deja Smith, hello. Nice to meet you. Do you think Johnny really likes Sally, or is he sticking it out to win? Combo.
Yeah.
Combo. I think he likes Sally more than he thought, and he also wants to win. And I think that regardless, he will stick with Sally because he wants to win. I was mentioning before, he already has 100,000 or 200,000 Instagram followers. So I think that part of his thing is to be famous. And so he has to know that breaking up with Sally right now, especially them knowing that they're like the golden couple at this point, that going against that is not going to be good for his Instagram fame.
I thought he made a comment in that same conversation with the boys. He said, like, you know, like, I'm out if he like gave a hypothetical, and he said, like, you know, if I go back there and like things aren't working with Sally, then I'm out. Or he said something like that. But I think he was talking about like knowing that he's screwed.
Well, I think what he said in that moment was that he's going to take ownership for the fact that he messed up.
So, duh, you better.
Freaking better. So, kissing in bed, I hated that. It was so gross.
I like Carrington calling him out in the morning, though.
Yeah. So, Johnny doesn't think that there's any real harm. Really?
That's when it cuts to Carrington's shade DR. Truthful DR. Right?
Like, he said, neither of these girls are... I don't know what I wrote there. I stopped writing. What's wrong with me?
He's like, yeah, Johnny came in here saying no one's going to be able to turn his head. And he's
right. Yes, neither of these girls, and any of these girls were going to be going to turn his head. And that's when Carrington says, do you want to say your favorite line or what?
Carrington said, yeah, your girl's pushing all the paper, but you're the one signing all the checks.
It's true. Carrington coming out with the drags. Like, he was on point with that. Because one thing that Carrington said, and I kind of brought it up before, is that he feels as though Johnny is more sexually attractive to Mercedes. And I think that's actually completely true.
No.
And I think Carrington also later on in the episode says, like, you know, if like these girls are able to make you think a little bit differently about the girls in the villa after like one day, like maybe you don't have such a good connection with your girls. And I'm like, I actually don't agree with that. What do you think?
I don't either. That's, I think, when he was like comforting Caleb, not comforting Caleb, but I think Carrington's reads are pretty spot on for Johnny. I think getting advice from Carrington in any other capacity is kind of a little bit jaded, because Carrington is technically the only like single one there. Mm-hmm. So of course he's going to have a different outlook, and he's going to have more of a kind of cutthroat, like high and dry, doesn't really matter. So, but I mean, the boys, like even the boys that go out, like seem to have a close relationship with Carrington. So I think whatever he says does like hold some weight to it. I don't know, but I don't agree that Johnny is more sexually attracted to Mercedes. Even Johnny said in the morning, he was like, I doubt either of your girls were as forward as Mercedes is. That's and true. Again, I can't put all the blame on Mercedes, but it's true. It's 100% true.
If there was it was 5 women that were a little more self-respecting, in my opinion, then I don't think that he would be making out with all of them in that capacity, outside of like these games that they've been playing.
I don't think if he was paired up with Cher, I don't think if he was paired up with any of the other 4 girls there, that he would have even kissed them at this point. Just based off the conversation that he even said to Mercedes, I would have never made a move. I would have like gotten to know him on a deeper level, like he said that's what he wanted. And then if it happened, it happened. And he even said he wants it to happen naturally. And the girl is just all up in his face.
Mm-hmm.
Among other areas, I'm sure.
So in the first episode, Ariel asked Sally what she needs in a guy. I don't remember what she said, but probably like communication, like... I don't remember. Do you remember?
I don't remember what she said either.
Remind us, Jaquan. Realist answers says if Johnny does bring her back, I hope they allow Sally to stay, and that America immediately votes both him and that's exactly what would happen.
Oh, they will be gone so fast.
They would bring in another guy potentially for Sally. That's what they would most likely do. It's happened before in the UK, and so
Johnny will never have a following again.
He will be dragged in real life for sure. But yeah, he can't. He unless he just wants negative publicity. He doesn't care what he gets, but in that case, yeah, he would be canceled big time. Vicky says, yeah, he said Justine is wife type and he likes her. Yeah, who said this?
Caleb about Justine.
Yeah, which means boring and he doesn't want to fuck her, I think. But
Stop it.
It's true.
No, it's not. Wifey material to me means like someone that they want to come home to, someone that
in this context
sharing their life with.
Trey said she was wifey material. That means that he's not led sexually to her.
But you don't have to be sexually attracted to your wife?
Maybe eventually.
Eventually, that better be the first thing.
Well, that's what I'm saying. When people usually say wifey material, it means that they're not like the seductress, not the temptress, not like in my opinion, the person that's going to be turning heads. Like they're going to be loyal. They're going to stay at home. They're going to be there when I want some loving, but I'm going to step outside of the relationship when somebody hot tamale comes around and wants to
No, when I hear wifey material, at least for like, if a guy were to tell me I'm wifey material, I'd be like flattered.
If I had a connection with them, but they don't have a connection.
TBD.
If they were vibing, and for instance, like how Selly and Johnny are vibing, and Johnny said that Selly was wifey material, I would be like, yep, I agree. Like, he wants to put a ring on it. Like he's super into her all around. But the fact that they're not vibing, every time they're not vibing with Justine, they say she's wifey material. And I feel that is just code for them saying that they like her a lot as a friend, but not as more than friends.
All right.
Seems like to me. I could be very wrong, but I'm not usually. Deja Smith says, Connor is so confusing. Like 1 minute he wants to escape Mackenzie, but then he backtracks. I don't think he knows what he wants. Yes. Yeah, we have been
100% right.
the whole time. We've also been questioning his sexuality, or whether or not he's been questioning his sexuality. If you watch The Bachelor, we feel that he reminds us of that. Colton. I'm like, I call him Connor. That Bachelor Colton, who was very sexually confused and he wasn't really giving off any vibes. I think he's confused with his sexuality. I think that he doesn't even know if he wants Mackenzie or not. He feels comfortable with her because obviously that's who's been giving him all this attention. He doesn't have any game. He doesn't have any swagger. So he can't, I don't even think he would be able to move on to somebody else unless somebody else took him up like Mackenzie did. He wouldn't be able to.
And he seems to be going for the same strong-willed woman personality type.
Yeah.
He's going after Mercedes. We'll get to it.
Tell me what a simp is. I've been hearing this term simp.
Simp? Yeah. He's 100% a simp.
What's a simp?
I guess, like, for lack of better terms, like emo, like people would call Drake a simp, I think.
Really?
Like, running through the six with his woes. Like, that's simp.
Okay.
In my opinion. Correct me if I'm wrong, guys.
What's who do you think will stay and whose head will be turned? At this point, from what we see, I think that Johnny's going to go back to Selly.
You fucking better.
It's just too bad for him. It's just too bad. I think that
Urban Dictionary, simp, someone who does way too much for someone that they like.
Oh,
Drake.
Okay. I think that Caleb might stay with Justine.
I think he will too. If Caleb stays with Justine, I think Justine's going to be all in on Caleb, and she's going to really start.
If she's with her, like, she'll be so happy. Like, I think that'd be a shocker for her. Like, it would be an ego boost for her. Hopefully.
Oh my God, that's what she deserves. Though. Like, I want to see her and Caleb do well together. Like, regardless of how slow they're moving, I think he is like actually a genuine guy, and I want to see her with someone like that. I know they don't share the same love language or speak the same love language, but I'm still holding on. Like, out of all the guys there, I think Caleb is still. I don't know. I don't know the new guys enough, but I know like maybe Mike and Justine. That's kind of the coupling I'd like to see.
It's cute. I haven't seen them interact enough yet to be able to.
I haven't either.
And unless they partner up, though, like that's not going to stick around, right? The people are going to leave. Calvin, who's he? Oh, Faith. You think Calvin's going to leave Moira for Faith?
No.
Faith is kind of boring, in my opinion.
Like worse than Moira.
Worse than Moira, just in like a very plain way. At least Moira.
But Faith is like a mean girl, though. Like Moira doesn't seem to be a mean girl.
Yeah, Faith actually seems really fake to me.
It's like the first time where I've been like, I genuinely enjoy watching the new boys, but I can't stand 99% of the new girls.
Do you think Carrington's going to come back with friggin' Laurel?
Yeah.
I don't like Laurel, to be fair, but I mean...
I don't know anything about her. She just seems like typical, like, Southern U.S., I don't know, whatever. Like every girl that goes in The Bachelor.
So Mackenzie, though, so the next morning she's talking to the girls, and she talks about how she really likes how Jalen allowed her to talk about Connor without really judging her and whatnot. Do you think this is a genuine conversation that they were having, or do you think that she was just trying to like make sure that Jalen likes her more than Moira?
Say 50-50.
Agreed. But she is considering exploring Jalen, which I think is interesting. I like it better, obviously, because
and that's like what I texted you last night. I was like, I actually don't mind Mackenzie when she's with Jalen because they're evenly matched almost. And she doesn't seem like as annoying and paranoid and insecure when she's matched with someone like Jalen. But when she's with Connor, it's so annoying because it's so incompatible. It's like, I can't even, it's hard to watch. But with Jalen, I don't mind Mackenzie as much.
And so the new boys chat in the morning, and he talks about how he's feeling Mackenzie a little bit more than Moira, which is, we figured this. Mackenzie seems to be laying on a little bit of the charm and a little bit of the flirt. So we're always saying that Moira doesn't really have any game, so I get that. So Jalen really wants to get to know Mackenzie. And she tells this to her, and she's like, well, you were all about Moira. And that's kind of where like the whole...
That's where my 50-50 comes in. Like, is it because you want to like win the guy over Moira, or is it because you actually like talking to him?
So next scene is Mackenzie talking to Moira and how she's confused about the situation, which I think is kind of like putting a little bit of salt in the wound. Does like Moira just not care at all, or like was there some scenes that we missed that like she wasn't into Jalen anymore? Because like I wouldn't think that Mackenzie should be saying already to Moira like, yeah, I think I'm interested in Jalen, but I'm confused.
I think the way that Jalen came in, I think she's seeing him as a little bit fake because the way that Jalen came in and basically said he's 100% there for Moira, and then like all of a sudden he like has a conversation with Mackenzie, and then he's not 100% in on Moira. Like I get it's Love Island, but that is something I saw immediately right through. So I think she's kind of like seeing through it and already kind of cut ties and ready to move on. So I don't blame her for that. I don't blame Moira for that. And it, as we'll see, like he's already moved on in less than 24 hours, as far as we know. So,
well, yeah, Moira probably wasn't giving him any attention. You know, she's probably all in on Calvin.
I mean, honestly, I like Moira and Calvin better than I like Moira and Jalen.
They don't match at all.
No,
at all.
And that's why I think he was just kind of going, like I said, the first episode, I thought he was going after the two most vulnerable relationships, which were Moira and Calvin, Mackenzie and Connor. So,
well, but Mackenzie kind of recognizes that Jalen is giving more than Connor, and so that's probably also what we like is that it's not just one-sided. It seems
right.
Like, and you know, there's a bit of a push and pull. There's a relationship happening, not just someone domineering the actions of the other person, and so. It's good to see just her in a different light. I was getting kind of tired of Connor. And
oh, yeah. I mean, I like them. Like, now I'm realizing I like them separately. I mean, Connor's still, but Mackenzie, I don't mind when she's evenly matched.
So Jeremiah also said that Justine is marriage material. So you might be right. I mean,
well, she is, and I hope she finds a perfect guy.
It's meaning that she has all the qualities of somebody, a great relationship, except they're more sexually vibing with other people.
Well, when the boys grow up into men, then Justine will find one.
Well, she'll just need to find another Pisces or another Scorpio or another Cancer.
Oh.
The fact that these people are air signs and she doesn't turn them on.
What is Taurus? Is Taurus air sign?
Taurus is Earth, so Earth is good.
Oh, okay, that's what I vibe with Taurus. Unfortunately,
Earth is good for water, and Taurus in general, like they're sensual, like they like having like grounded, stable, committed relationships, and that's what water needs to feel secure and safe. And like they like being like in their nook and it, at home and together with their partner. And Pisces generally can vibe with that. Like they feel the love that way. Air signs don't yes, they might want to stay at home, but they don't necessarily want to be cuddly on the couch. You know what I mean? And so just like that is the vibe that's not happening. But if you wrote on paper all the qualities that Justine has, I think that's why they're saying that she's great on paper. Like she's marriage material. Just saying, I'm just gonna drive this point home. Deja, was I the only one who didn't think that Justine and her family were survivors of the Rwanda? Didn't know? Oh, didn't know. Yeah,
I didn't know either. And when I found that out, I fell even more in love with the girl. Like,
I love her as a human being. I just don't know if she's gonna get the guy today. But I'm hoping that Caleb will stick true to her. Vicky says, and I also feel like Caleb stays with Justine. Yeah,
that's what I said. Yeah, I agree. She's gonna turn full on. Like, oh shit! Like we made it past this. Let's do it. I don't know. Maybe I'm speaking because I am Pisces too. Like, but I just feel that if Caleb comes back with no one, him and Justine are gonna like full on.
Yeah, I agree with you. Like she'll have to do that. Like.
Yeah,
see the temptation and like realize that he's really there for her, and like she might feel the comfort in maybe pursuing something with them without being worried that he's going to get his head turned. Because pretty much after Casa Amor, they don't necessarily have more people coming in, do they?
I don't think so. And if they do, like I think so I forget who said it, that they hope that if Johnny does bring back,
right, it'd be for Sally.
Then yeah, they would maybe bring like one back for Sally, just because America would be distraught.
Realist Answer says, Brazil, I'm with you. I want Justine to be happy, and perhaps Realist, she hasn't seen that season yet. I've been telling her to see the season and she won't watch it.
I will. I have too much TV to watch.
Well, watch that. Laurel's accent is and fake. I thought she was Swedish at first. Yeah, I didn't think she was Swedish, but I thought that her accent was put on. I was like, wow, that's like.
I think we said yesterday. I was like, where the heck are you from?
Strong in it, but I thought it was like a cartoon character version of a Southern accent. I was like, that's just like over the top. Kanisha Lewis, Brazil, thank you. I thought I was the only one that noticed that about Jalen. What did you notice?
Right through him. Just about how I think he's just very transparent in the fact that he went for the two vulnerable couples, blah, blah, blah. Hi, Kanisha.
Hi, Kanisha. Wait, Kanisha, we don't know your birthday. Just so we have it. I just don't want to offend anybody other than Brazil and maybe Jaquan for being water.
Yeah, if there's any water signs out there, we'll unite.
Wait, Vicky was a Libra, correct?
I believe so.
And then Deja, do we know your birthday? I don't think so. Or your sign? So Realist Answers, I agree with the perspective that Moira sees Jalen as fake. Yeah, maybe. To be honest, he was coming off as fake with all that praise to Moira. Yeah, it was a little bit put on. The compliments, I'm sorry, I wasn't seeing from what he was seeing. Totally agree.
100% agree with you. I saw right through that shit.
We're like, who? Moira?
Yeah, everyone's like, what do you mean?
Baby making?
Yeah.
Capricorn. Okay, so some groundedness is going to be up in her.
Capricorn.
I mean, I get along quite well with Capricorn. My moon is in Capricorn as well as my Mercury, so I understand how to communicate like a Capricorn. So my drives and passion, or like how I get things done, are going to be in a Capricorn-like way. So yeah, we vibe, girl. We're good. After Casa Amor, no more people comes. Okay, unless we're saying that somebody is single, they might just bring somebody directly into.
Honestly, though, I wouldn't even want them to bring someone for Sally. I would want, or Justine. Like, both of them deserve better than any guy's gonna give them if it doesn't work out.
Do you want me to tell you what happened though? Then in the other version?
Yeah.
So basically, spoiler alert if anybody hasn't seen Love Island UK 5. So Mike and Amber were like super tight, and she was kind of guarded, but like she let her guard down to this guy Mike, a firefighter, and like everybody was standing them as a couple. Like they're they were getting along. They had kind of like jokiness that kind of similarly to Sally and Johnny. He goes over to Casa Amor and his head gets turned and he brings the girl back and she's devastated. Obviously, she was like UK's favorite. And so they sent in a guy for her and they really hit it off and vibed really well. And they ended up winning the show. So, and the next, I think it was the next week, dumping, that guy, Mike, and the new girl were dumped. So I wouldn't be surprised if they mimic that.
Looking into our future.
And so Amber, though, now has like, she's probably the most famous out of all the Love Islanders in the UK. She has like all these endorsement deals from like Pretty Little Things and Fashion Nova and whatever. Like she's probably made $1 million since that. And she has like 3.5 million followers now on Instagram. So, it was really upsetting, but America and North America were on her side hard. So
good.
It'd be the same.
Good.
I think.
Good.
That's what I think.
Oh yeah, she was a Libra. She was on the cusp of Libra and Virgo. No.
Yes, the 22nd maybe it was.
And sorry, Realist Answers. You're right.
I'll remember forever now. But I love.
What are you then? I forget.
All my best friends are air signs usually. So Aquarius and Libra and Gemini. The biggest majority of my friends fall into that that realm. I'm wondering if Vicky then, do we ever know?
I'm not sure. I forget.
It was just water and then I was like, she's your team?
I don't know.
I don't know. Where are we though? What happened? What else happened? Okay, you help us. If Calvin is getting to know Faith more then Moira probably is going to go home because Jalen is getting to know Mackenzie.
I mean, I wouldn't be sad about it.
I'm not that.
I kind of would because I prefer Moira to Faith, honestly. But
I do, but I don't really care if Moira goes home.
I just don't care if Calvin goes home, if Moira goes home, if Faith goes home. I could care less.
Yeah,
that's mean, but it's my truth.
Yeah.
I don't mind more. I like Moira more, I think, without Calvin.
Yeah, like just as a person, I think I'd get along with her, and I think I'd get, but I just don't like how the guys that she's meeting in this villa, I don't like how she interacts with them, really. I don't like their thing. I liked her actually best when she still liked James.
So, since they're both Pisces, like, I don't think Justine and Moira are anything alike.
You don't think that their non-direct watery approach is very similar?
No.
You don't.
Moira's more direct than.
You don't think that Moira comes off as wifey material?
No. Not at all. Justine, yes. I don't know anything about Moira. Like, Justine has gone through some shit, and so I think she is, like, definitely more grounded.
Jaquan says he agrees. They are filler people, 100% filler.
Hashtag Team Justine.
You can love Justine. It's super cool. Well, Shay's also a Pisces, so she's a little bit more forward than I think all three of them, but they do have a similar, like, vibe. Moody, Watery. So So yeah, Jalen's given obviously more to Mackenzie than Connor. So I'm wondering though if Mackenzie's head will be turned or if she's going to be sticking with boring Connor.
I think her head's gonna be turned.
I'd be interested in seeing both new groups meeting each other. I don't think they'll do a full crossover.
I'd be scared.
I
feel like the new girls are they're putting up a front now because they're not in front of the.
Vicky, are you a water? I mean, I love Justine, but I just don't think that she's.
Hashtag Team Justine. I'm gonna get it trending.
Hashtag
I'm sure it's already trending.
I more vibe with Sally though in general, but
don't you think that the new girls are putting on like such a fake front, and that if they were to meet the OG girls, they wouldn't be as like catty and
yeah, they would probably try to get along with them. So the new girls have a little chat after their night with the bed with the boys. And like obviously Mercedes wanted to just talk all about like her and Johnny, but she actually didn't really say anything. She's like, the cuddles were good. Like, do you think that she wanted them?
Didn't need to say anything. Everyone heard everything.
Ew. Yeah, yeah, what did you think about the other people, the other girls' conversation? Like, what did nobody else say anything really?
No one else had anything to report on because no one's getting after it. Like all the other ones have some self-respect.
Yeah, they do, and I think they also have respect for the other woman in the villa, which Mercedes just does not at all. So Johnny pulls Mackenzie over for a chat. Is this here? It might be.
Johnny pulls Mackenzie. No. Impossible.
Not Mackenzie, sorry. I keep on saying the M names. Mercedes, sorry.
He like goes and steals her away. Yeah, when they're chatting with the girls, yeah.
So he pulls her over for a chat, and when he was walking over, it sounded like a breakup chat to me. Like, let's go over to, he said something in like the past tense, where I was like, ooh, he's gonna break it off with her. And he kind of did. He did say that there was like a sexual attraction that they had between them, but that he didn't mind if she went over and started to maybe explore some of the other guys, so that he might not like it, but he doesn't actually care. And so, in my opinion, he was saying that yes, he wants to fuck her, but no, he doesn't care about her enough really to break it off with Sally.
And I think he told Connor or one of the boys to come intervene at some point. Like, come.
So,
100%.
Told Connor to come and get her.
If anyone is interested in talking to her, I don't think that like Connor of all people is gonna go steal Mercedes from Johnny. Doubt it. I guarantee you, he was like, "Yo, come rescue me after like 5 minutes. Like, come interrupt."
Okay, that's a hot take. I'm into that take for sure. And she even is asking like if he gets jealous and all this stuff, and
he's like, it depends on who. And she's like, well, me. He's like, not yet. Like, sit the fuck down, Mercedes.
Well, it's just kind of like, it's really hard. Like, I understand when guys can separate a little bit more than women can, like sexual with like actual relationship. Like, so girls think that if they have this sexual chemistry, that they're going to be automatically, the guy is going to stay with them. And it's actually really different from what I've been noticing, especially what I've experienced in Lifetime, is that like they actually can just fuck people and not be emotionally tied to them. It's very bizarre, but women can't seem to do that. And so I think she's actually shocked that it's not working, which I'm like, you should know by now that like that doesn't actually work to really get a guy.
I agree.
It doesn't. So that's why another reason why I'm thinking that Caleb might go back to Justine is because they
material.
Well, they have a friend vibe that's stronger than the sexual vibe that he might have with them, with Cher. I hope Justine doesn't win because she's a fan favorite. Because Amber won that season while Tommy and Molly were the real couple. I don't think Justine has a chance of winning. I think Selly has a chance of winning if she's dumped. I don't think Justine would.
Oh, I don't know.
But Tommy and Molly, yeah, they were the real deal. But Amber was done so wrong that the UK could not put that aside.
I think if I mean I don't know the people you're talking about, but I think if Selly or Johnny came back to Selly, like if more unfolds with Mercedes and Johnny still goes back to Selly, I think, and then Caleb goes back to Justine, kind of all in, and they do have like that sexual tension, and they start hitting it off that way. I could definitely see Justine pulling in front of Selly and Johnny.
Okay. I just do not see that.
I don't know, man. People might be so pissed off at Johnny that they wouldn't let Selly win.
I think that people want Selly together more than they think that Justine and Caleb are a good match.
We shall see.
So Jaquan says, I think that they should do split screens for the challenges for the Villa and Casa Amor because to tell the winners sometimes is confusing. I think that they just chose who they wanted to be the winners because it seemed as though the Villa won more than Casa Amor did actually, but I think they tried to make it even to make it seem as though there was a little bit of like tension, who's going to win it, but.
Yeah, because the one kiss, I think between like the tallest and shortest. Oh no,
she won that one, and they didn't.
Yeah. So that one, I was kind of like, what? But
would have given them 3, and they would have won. So like, I think they gave it to the other side, so then they'd have like a tie-breaking like the challenge, So I think that they just wanted the Villa to win, or maybe the Villa was going to win, but they would have had 4 to 1.
Yeah. So they just made it seem like
3-1.
More competitive.
Yeah.
I agree.
Production for sure told Connor to go over to Mercedes or Johnny beforehand, but production, that's possible too. All he did was talk about relationship with Mackenzie. LOL, it was so pointless. Yeah, it was pointless. He sucks.
Dude,
sucks. So anyways, I was really happy that Johnny at least broke it off. He said something.
Broke it off.
I know. At this point, this is what I felt. I was like, yay, at least like, she knows where she stands. And she felt, it seemed as though she's like, well, I'm just going to get to know other people then. Like, I'm not going to be waiting around. And like, I'm glad that she's like, kind of feels as though she was slighted a little bit because like she should.
Let's hope she stays slighted.
I don't know about that. So Connor is talking to Mercedes now. The announcer was like, oh, Connor pulls away in a stolen Mercedes. I was like, okay, that was kind of cute. I'll give it a crack on. So this is a conversation you're saying that you felt as though Mackenzie was being a little more real here.
With Jalen?
I keep on saying Mackenzie when I want to say Mercedes.
Oh, no, Jaquan said that. He liked this conversation.
So with that conversation, I felt that she was just kind of being like, I'm such a temptress. Like, why do you think that you still go back to her? Like, I don't know. I didn't feel like it was genuine, in my opinion. What do you think of it?
Boo.
Ew. / I don't mind her going after him. Like, I wouldn't mind her turning his head.
But knowing him.
He wouldn't even notice the sign. He'd be like, oh, you want to kiss me?
Oh, there's a girl talking to me? Oh my God, what do I do with this info?
But she does ask a good question is why can't you be open with Mackenzie?
Every time Connor has a conversation with a girl, it's a therapist session. Tell me I'm wrong.
You're not wrong. And they always say that they don't think that they're compatible. He even says that he doesn't think that they're compatible. So they ain't compatible at all.
The heart wants what it wants, right?
Mm-hmm. She does say something as well, which is what we've been saying this whole time, is that she doesn't feel as though Mackenzie brings the best out of Connor to the table. And I think I
want to see that in Connor.
Yeah, a vibe. he cares about something, you know?
He's too attractive to be a turtle. Come out of your shell, buddy.
So boring. Oh my gosh. Like, bored with him. I mean, I wouldn't mind him just see, like, if she does, okay, if Mackenzie's head gets turned and she sticks around with Jalen, and he comes back to the villa by himself, because obviously you know that he's most likely not going to find somebody else. Like, are we going to feel sorry for him?
No. Kind of in the sense that he never really had another chance other than Lauren. And I don't see any of the new girls in Casa Amor working for him at all. Other than maybe Cher, honestly, because Cher is kind of more his level. Like, she's not like super high strung. She's kind of like even keel. So I don't think that there's many girls. I mean, even maybe Moira, like someone like, you know, someone just more chill, more laid back, more reserved. But I don't think he's had the opportunity to really match with someone. But Mike, he took one for the team.
I laughed at that though. Like, go guys, Pat and Mike, new couple alert.
Honestly, leave it to Bay Area guy to be so secure that he doesn't even care. He'll just do it.
I'm not believing Mercedes usually gets all this attention that she pretends to. There's nothing remarkable about her. She's just hoping, she said hopping, hoping to get some fame. Agreed, 100%. Like I said earlier, she has 45,000 followers already on Instagram. They might have even been bought, who knows? But
probably bought and paid for.
It's all very like Playboy or swimsuit model kind of photos. Very Instagram-y, like social influencer. Hopefully, she wants to be, but she doesn't really show that she has any substance. I wouldn't be surprised if she's just looking.
She's from LA, right? I think she's from LA.
Yes.
Welcome to my world.
Don't care. Don't care.
Welcome to my life.
So Sally starts braiding Kirsten's hair, kind of talking about Kirsten's still really into Carrington. What do you feel about that?
Say it. What about her braiding Kirsten's hair?
Kirsten said that she's still into Carrington.
I think it's real. And I think that she can tell, like we've been saying. I mean, I couldn't even stand to see Carrington on the screen the first 2 episodes. And then once it started opening up, and him and I do eerily have like the same background. So I was a little bit more empathetic to him then. But I can see how someone like that opening up to her, her feeling like, you know, that they had something special. So I don't blame Kirsten for her feeling that way about him at all. I still think it's a little fucked up that he knew he was going to like kind of end things and they had that little shower sesh, but it is what it is. They're young, they're boys. What are you going to do?
Then
I think it's fair that she's putting it all on the table. She's single, but she's also saying exactly what's on her mind, and she's not like if Mackenzie and Connor were like just broken up, she'd be like, I'm not thinking about Connor, I'm over Connor, da da da, and you know it would be like false. But like Kirsten's just being truthful about it, and I respect that. So
yeah, me too. Yeah. I felt bad though because I do feel as though Carrington is going to bring somebody back most likely. Pat did come in and kind of say that he would be interested in getting to know Kirsten a little bit more, and Kirsten does find Pat to be attractive, so maybe we'll see something develop in that department. I hope so, because I don't want her to be single when Carrington comes back.
Yeah, I don't either. Yeah, and they haven't shown anything about her and Mike either, so I'm kind of interested to see what's going on with that.
So Calvin and Faith have a conversation. It was really boring. She talks about like, I'm so different from your situationship, and he's kind of being like kind of vague. I don't know. I just enjoyed their interaction. I didn't care about anything to be said about that.
No. Bye.
Bye.
Later.
So I've got a text. Johnny and Sally both get the text, and it's for them to be playing these games that we kind of talked a little bit about. The raunchy races, hashtag finish fast, hashtag quickie. So there's just a bunch of different games that they were playing. So basically, kiss. The tallest guy kissed the shortest girl. Do some push-ups and kiss 5 times. Whoever does it the fastest. As Jaquan was saying, it's really hard for us to be able to actually tell who won these competitions because it's cut back and forth. And we're not getting an exact timestamp, but I think
the only competition that was like very clear to see that the Villa won was the push-up one, because Johnny didn't kiss her on every rep.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I agree. That was the only one where I was kind of like, okay, that's like a for sure win for the Villa.
Absolutely. Anything else about this challenge? Really? It's Clash Track. Hi, Clash Track. So the globalists are working with all the elites. What's happening? Oh my gosh. Like, I'm not even American. So yeah, with the stop. Like, where's my mods? My mods come in here.
I'm reading the comment. Stay.
I mean, I can't even go down that road right now.
Oh my God.
So yeah, what were you gonna say? You're saying the thing.
What?
Jaquan's dead. Was it a little bit it's so jarring. I wasn't expecting.
We got people coming in here talking about Big Brother. Now we have this.
People are just jumping in on this. Wow.
I'm crying.
Yeah, I think that at the end of the final, okay, so they had to like kiss somebody passionately in the villa, the fastest or whatever, and you pointed out that it was Calvin that couldn't actually lift up Mercedes when they're doing this passionate kiss. She definitely made me watch it and see it. I freeze framed it. And so she wasn't able to pick her up. So she found that to be hilarious. Connor, who was Connor kissing again? The black girl.
Danielle.
Janelle.
Yeah, one of the two.
I think it's Ginniele. Anyways, it's not Danielle. I think it's G.
Okay, I believe you.
And so, anyways, it was a really awkward thing, and like how it was really hedonistic, and like it just was. It actually grossed me out, just like how everyone was like and jump onto everybody, and like it was.
Why is that like the passionate go-to? Like, pick up the girl. Like, I love how DeAndre just threw Kirsten down on the couch.
Yeah, I was like, oh, wait, watch your neck, like careful.
Oh my God!
What?
Look at.
Okay, hold on. I just have to pop this up, guys, just for 1 second. So the government is controlling the weather. All the hurricanes and tornadoes you see are man-made. You will not see this on CNN. The liberal agenda is in full effect. Okay. Clash, thank you for your
welcome to America, y'all.
Okay, yeah, I can block him. I blocked him, Realnesss. Okay.
Bye, Clash Track.
Calvin and Faith gave me Republican Party vibes, 100% actually. I want to say that I'm not super negative on Republicans because my dad, up until at least Trump was voted in, was a Republican, and he lives in Vegas. So, but my dad does work as like an entrepreneur. He's a business owner. So I know that the Republicans, fiscal plans are more favoring towards people like my father. So I can't necessarily behoove anybody for being a Republican if I don't know their actual views. One of our favorite players on Big Brother, Janelle, she is a Republican, and so we still love her. And I think it's also because she is a real estate agent, and so all the taxes and stuff like that are favor people that are Republican. So, or their plan is favoring people that are in, self-made businesses, blah, blah. But yes, they did give that vibe to me. Didn't really seem that open-minded, maybe a little bit. Oh.
Yeah, I'm
They're
liberal.
gone.
I'm liberal AF, but my dad too was, my dad served in the Air Force for 20-something years, and then he was a Republican until Trump.
Yeah.
but mostly for monetary. Like he's fiscally conservative, so he considers himself more like libertarian or Republican. But yeah, he listens to me when I pop off about the Republican Party. So
yeah, I mean, my dad definitely listens to everything, but and he would obviously never vote for Trump. I don't think he's voting for Trump in November, but he definitely has been a Republican in the past. So
get out there and vote. If you're from America, please register to vote. It's very important.
yeah, I blocked it, so maybe it just removes all the messages that are crazy, man. Well, not
that guy is a Republican Party conservative.
Yeah,
I can tell you that much.
A little scary. So yes, the fact that Johnny at the end just decided to go and kiss and have some weird passionate makeout thing with Mercedes
But
at the end.
that's what makes me think America's not going to vote for him. Like, that was not the challenge. Even Caleb said, I know they're going to pretend like that was the challenge, but it was not.
Telling me that, like, America's not going to vote for him when he comes back and be like, oh my God, like, this one was all over me and I did give in, and you probably saw some things that you didn't want to see, and like I feel really bad about what I did. Like, I was thinking about you all the time, and you know, it made me realize that even if somebody's throwing themselves at me, that I still only really wanted to be with you. Like, you know, like, you don't think that if she forgives him, America won't forgive him?
I think Sally will forgive him faster than America will.
Well, I think that America will still like them more than the Caleb Justine relationship if it stays as it is. Janelle is her name, and her friends have been tweeting problematic things in reference to Justine. Oh.
Whoa, really?
What? Like, what?
I want to know, can you send links or...
Links or, like...
Who do I need to go swing on? Tell me.
I wouldn't be surprised because she has darker skin tone. Because there is, I don't know if it was with you, but there is between, like, the Black race in general, sometimes there's kind of internalized kind of classism between skin color. I mentioned before that my grandmother, who's super light skinned, doesn't like anybody that is dark skinned. It's just how she was brought up. They also mentioned, like, with back in the slavery days, like, you know, the house Negro was considered to be a little more uppity, and they got a little more privileges to the Black people that were outside doing all the farming and the farming work. And so there is a level of, like, it's not necessarily racism, but there is some prejudice within the Black community, which maybe that's why, like, Janelle, it seems like she's light skinned. She seems she's about my skin tone, and Justine is darker. And so maybe that's what they're saying about her. I don't know.
I really hope that's not the case.
I have my thoughts on voting for self-interest, money capitalism, or opposed to voting for the collective. Yeah, but yes, I would.
No matter who you vote for, what you vote for, I think, like, the fact that so many people have died to get us to be able to vote, I think it's like one of the biggest rights that we have, and I think you should exercise that, no matter who you vote for.
Agreed.
Unless it's for Trump.
Deja Smith says, I hope when Carrington goes on his date to the villa, he is messy and spills tea on Johnny and Sally. What do you mean he goes on date to the villa?
First look? We haven't seen the first look yet.
Okay, yeah, pull it up. Just pull it up, please.
You almost called me Justine. I'm flattered.
Jacob says, people on Instagram trying to cancel Johnny after the show.
I'm telling you, I don't think. I think Justine's
situation.
Nala's coming in to say hi.
Hi, Nala. It's on Reddit. They made accounts private, but screenshots are there. If I can pull them, I will. Yeah, I'll look for them for tomorrow to see if I can get that info. I'll also look up and see what Ray and Jeremiah have to say about the Johnny situation. We'll see what he does. We'll see what.
First look, it's getting. Sorry. Okay.
Attention whore.
All right, I'm gonna hold the first look up as I can
with
my dog. Okay. Hold on. No, hold on, baby. Hey, hi.
We're watching the first look right now, Deja.
Hi. Okay, hold on.
Cheers to being the men that you can bring home to your family. I'm just going right out. Yeah. I'm really digging, but yeah, really hoping to see where this goes. I definitely don't want to leave Casa Amor. This is my new home. You know, we are not tied down to these 3-week-old marriages. You know, we are just having fun doing what we want.
So I definitely wanted to get to know all y'all. So I want to talk to you.
Ooh. Mercedes and Carrington.
We have been through a lot, Mackenzie and I, but I do care about her, and I want to continue to see where it goes with her.
You turned my world and care upside down. That's for certain.
I got a dance! Please select one new Islander to join you and get ready to leave Casa Amor. Hashtag keep calm and Carrington on.
So Mercedes is a thought. We already knew this.
Yeah. So yeah, we just looked at the first look. Who do you think? Yeah. So who do we think that Carrington's going to bring with them?
Laurel.
You think it's gonna be Laurel for sure?
Yeah. I don't think he's going to be serious about Mercedes because he's heard, he even commented that they made out 30 times. I doubt he actually wants Mercedes. Oh my God, can we go back to the scene where Mercedes walks into the bedroom and Carrington has to go and she just bends over? I'm like, can you do less?
I didn't lock that. Yeah.
He'll take Laurel.
Most likely.
He's the safest bet.
Unless he gets saucy though and brings Mercedes just to stir up some drama.
Nah. I mean, it's Carrington-esque, but
that sucks for Kirsten though. Oh well.
It does, but I think out of the guys that are there, I think she has a decent amount of choices. I mean, not Jalen or Aaron, it looks like, but I think DeAndre or Mike or Pat even, they all seem, but they're all a lot older. I think that might be why I tend to gravitate more towards them, because they're literally all my age.
Connor is going to be in for a surprise.
I think Connor's going to go home after Casa Amor.
You think that Mackenzie's going to continue pursuing Jalen? I don't know if they're going to be a match for forever, but I think that she realizes that their relationship isn't actually working, her and Connor.
Yeah. I mean, and I think if America has anything to say about her and Jalen's relationship, I think she would make it into a compatible category this time around. And I think, again, that could be what Mackenzie wants, though. Like you said, she already knows that she's been on the bad side of the vote for America a couple times. Maybe she's trying to get on the good side because she can't handle leaving without that. So
very, very true. So is there anything else about this episode that we want to talk about?
Hashtag Team Justine, hashtag Team Sally.
I'm just hoping.
Team Mike.
I haven't really seen that much about it, but I know it's in the Bay, whatever is in the Bay. Yeah. I mean, I want Jalen and Mackenzie to kind of get together. I do. I want Connor to, it's going to be to see, is there going to be the nanny cam in
keep alluding to that, yeah.
So hopefully there is one. That'll be, psycho, but funny. I don't really see anybody else making connection. I don't think that Janelle is going to be making connection with Caleb. That's who she had her eye on, I think.
Going into it, she had her eye on Caleb.
I don't think that that's going to happen.
She kissed him during the challenge. I think if there was anything there, she'd be trying to sleep next to him and fighting Cher for it, but she's not. So
he did say that she has nice lips,
which is probably true.
Mm-hmm.
But Justine has nice lips too.
Maybe he hasn't kissed him enough without him being blah, challenge, So.
Let me see a challenge when they come back to the villa.
Okay.
Then we'll see how much they kiss.
Who else is there? Yeah, do you think Calvin, we asked this before, but I can't remember what you said. Calvin's going to bring back whatever her name is?
No, I don't think he will.
Do you think he's going to be I'm all in on Moira?
He's gonna try, but I hope Moira pairs with Aaron over Calvin, 100%.
I like him. From that first look, I like them together.
I do too. I do too a lot.
They seem to be vibing. Like, you know, she's shy, but
that means then, oh my god, that means then we need Caleb to come back for Justine.
Oh, we'll see. Do you guys have any other questions? Hold on, what's happening here? Love Island says it comes on tonight at 9. I guess it's getting great ratings because it normally doesn't come on. No, it was actually Wednesday that it wasn't coming on for 1 week only, and then it's basically been on 6 nights a week. It's probably because Big Brother has been a pile of garbage, and so they probably like, let's put a show on that people are actually watching and enjoying right now.
Literally the worst show on TV right now is Big Brother.
Frustrating. Obviously, I still have to watch it, but regardless of Kirsten remaining feelings, she needs to connect with somebody else. I like her. I wish that she'd get over him.
I agree.
Yeah, I think that she's also probably, you know, fluctuating in between, like, oh, I like him, and like, but I don't want to look like I don't want to give up on him just in case like, he doesn't give up on me. Like, I think that she's just worried that she's gonna end up with nobody.
And then again, she'd still be too good for anyone on there. So
Kirsten?
No, well, I mean, she'd be good with Mike. I need Mike to stay.
I wouldn't. It's not a bad call. They would be very cute together. I'm sad for Connor, even though his pathetic personality is.
I agree. I just don't think he's had anyone to like that's truly like at his level that already wasn't matched with someone else.
But he'd be like a 14-year-old girl. Like he's so. Okay, I don't mean in a pedophilia kind of way. I mean like just somebody very.
I know what you mean, yeah.
Very inexperienced. Like he needs to have a high school relationship.
Well, and imagine how hard it is to like having Mackenzie be the one that you're coupled up with and doing that in front of her. I don't imagine that ever goes over well. Like there's no Love Island on this planet where Mackenzie is coupled up with someone and Connor is coupled up with someone and they live under the same roof. Mackenzie's gonna go with Jalen and then Connor's gonna go home. Or Mackenzie and Connor are going to get back together. Those are the only two outcomes I see.
Yeah, I don't. Not with those girls, anyways. Okay, I'm Team Justine. I just don't think that she has enough flavor in this scenario. I think she's wonderful. I think she deserves the best. I just don't know if she's going to have a long-term relationship with Caleb. Okay. I want her to, but I don't think.
I told you I'm going to get it trending today.
Okay. Any other topics of conversation before we close it down? Did I even write anything else down?
No, I'm really excited to see how tonight turns out.
Like how Sally knew that Johnny would be pissed off to lose. It's like she knows her man. You know?
Well, but and then I just hate how he was like laying there. He's like, oh, I'm just thinking about like all the things Sally had to do. I'm like, look at what you're doing.
Well, I think he's actually realizing that like he's feeling a type of way.
But how can he lay there on the ground like that, like so pathetic after he kissed Mercedes after the challenge was over? Like not over, but that part of the challenge.
Worried that she might have her head be turned.
Good. I hope she does.
Somebody came onto her as strongly as that girl came onto him. Maybe her head would be turned. You know?
I think deep down he knows that
she's attached and that he's fucked up and that like, oh my God, like what if she's like not going to take me back after this? Like he's second guessing his fucking shitty.
I agree.
Well, one thing though that Cher said that I didn't appreciate was like the girls or whatever.
Yeah.
Like
she's like, rethink who your girls are.
And it's kind of like,
have you met the OG girls? Because I think they're pretty great.
I didn't like that comment from her. And I was like, you guys did the exact same thing. It's just that whatever, they're faster or whatever at it. You know what I mean? Like
she's probably feeding off Mercedes being right next to her and being a thought.
You Cher trying to get into the boy's mind. I think that she wants to stay in the show.
I think they all do. Oh my God. I've never seen people come. I mean, I haven't seen Casa Amor like that, but oof. If that's how they all come into Casa Amor.
No, they're not usually that snooty.
Bless them.
Bless them. Okay, my favorite chatting people. Anything else? Otherwise, we'll have to talk to you tomorrow. Tomorrow, might be later, like around like a 4 p.m. type thing. Oh wait, no, but okay, tomorrow might be okay. We'll figure it out. Maybe we'll do it tonight, and I will air it tomorrow, and then I'll chat with you guys. But we might have to record it tonight. We'll say.
Yeah, because I have doctor's appointment in my time
tomorrow. Maybe like after. Anyways, we'll figure it out. But tomorrow will be a different time that we'll air our thoughts. I love it. It's like playoffs in basketball. Winner go home. That's true. Winner go home.
Do you like the Raptors?
Do I watch the Raptors?
Do you like the Raptors?
I mean, I don't care for sports, but when people are, whenever my team is winning, I'm into it, you know?
Okay.
They just won something big yesterday, though, no? Or like an important game?
I don't know. I'm not following this season. But
I've been seeing a lot of posts on Twitter being like, stuff out. So I'm assuming that something's going on right now. So yes, we're not sure what time tomorrow, but we will either post something that's a premiere so we can chat at the same time while it's premiering. So if I do post something, it'll be at 2, and I will be around to chat. But I don't know if we're gonna be able to go live tomorrow. We'll see. We'll try to figure it out. So had fun talking to you guys. Brazil, can they find you online somewhere if they wanted to chit chat with you?
At BabyZill on Instagram and at Zilda Brocco on Twitter.
Okay, I see. Yeah, they tied it up. I see. Absolutely. And you can find me at ShanFranFran. I think I've told you guys before, but in case you have friends or family that are interested in getting a tarot/astrology life coaching reading, I'm offering them as pay what you can in honor of 2020 and September. So you can find my links on any of my social media, but at ShanFranFran on Instagram has all my links if you want to find me, or at Realnesss with 3 S's. Anything else, people?
Bye, guys. Love chatting with you per usual.
Absolutely. You guys are the best chats ever. Ciao, guys.
Bye.
Bye.